You must learn how to make this sauce. It is so tasty that you cannot wait for anybody to cook it for you. First, I'll start by chopping the onions I want to use for boiling the meat. For the meat, I'm going to cut them into tiny chunks. This is my tripe, aka shaki. The meat is ready now. I'll start cooking it. I'll add the chopped onions, about a teaspoon of ginger and a teaspoon of garlic, crushed seasoning and some salt. Then I'm going to stir on this. Make sure the seasoning goes into the meat. We don't add water while cooking the meat. Now people get to ask me why, and the why is that this meat will bring out its own water. Sometimes the water is even enough to cook it, and your meat is sweeter that way than when you pour water to cook it. So when it brings out its own water and it cooks, if it's not done, that's when you add some more water to cook it. I've learned that from my grandmother like forever. Okay, so I'm going to cover it now and turn my cooker on for it to start cooking. While it's cooking, I'm going to process the peppers. Now this sauce requires you to process the peppers, but if you want to blend, it's fine. It's actually not as pretty as when you just process. Process, what I mean is, it no go blend, make it smooth. If you blend and make it smooth, it's still good though, but if you leave and make it make chaka chaka chaka, now they find pass for eye. Alright, so let's process it. So I have my food processor here now, and I will start processing. I'm using 2 bulbs of onions to this much pepper. I'll process the onions first before the peppers. Alright, so the next thing will be my pepper, green atarodo or green scotch bonnet. Has this very beautiful aroma. And I'm sure this sauce was taught out by someone who was very impatient to wait for their peppers to ripen. So, but the sauce ended up coming out very beautiful. And then, I beg, I don't know if it talks story one I don't know about. Let's just cook. Okay, so we have the first batch of the pepper. I'll process the next one. This is ready. I'll clear here, and you can see our meat is cooking well. While it was blending, I took my time to go stir on it. You can see how much water came out from the meat already. So I'll allow you keep cooking. I'll check it now. If it's soft, then it's fine. If not, I'll add a little water to it so that it can cook properly. We all like to eat soft meat. Okay, this is still tough. This is a bit soft. So we need to add a little bit more water, or we need to add water enough to cook it till it's soft. Now I'm going to clean my fish, the dry fish and the prawns. So our fish is clean now. I have my prawns to clean. This is ready. We'll still have to wait for the meat before we start cooking any other thing. My guest today, she sells snails. So as she was coming, she decided to bring me snails. So I want to add it to complete this enjoyment. Snails do not take so much time to cook. So I'll just have my snails in here. I'm giving it just 5 minutes, baby. I'm going to transfer the meat into a bowl, and immediately I do that, I'll put my oil and begin to fry. So oil in the pan, and the next thing I'm going to do is start cooking my onions. And of course, you know I like to season from the beginning, so I have salt to season it. So I'm going to cover that and allow it sweat for about 2 minutes, almost getting to caramelize before I add the peppers. Okay, this one is sauteing. Onions, the neighbor disturber. Now everybody around me will definitely know I'm cooking because of the aroma coming from the onions. So about 1 more minute and I'll add the pepper. Just before I add the pepper, I think this is a good time to add the iru. The aroma from iru is, on its own, you might not like it, but some of us like it. But when it gets into the food, it gives out this umami, this fantastic taste. Locust beans, fantastic taste. Okay, so I'm going to be adding about 1 cooking spoon of locust beans into the onions. This is so beautiful already. Pepper can go in now. I know some people don't like iru smell, but it awakens the senses if you're a foodie. So this is my processed green pepper. It's green atarodo scotch bonnet. Don't look at it that because it's green it will not be hot. It's also hot. It is hot. So something you can do if you are pepperless is to use green capsicum pepper for this recipe and add maybe a few of the scotch bonnet. So but capsicum pepper will do as well, or green bell peppers. So it's time for me to add the pomo. If you have tough pomo, you should add it alongside the meat to cook together. So but this one is soft, that's why I'm adding it now. At this point I should add my dried fish, then the dried prawns. I'll be adding about 1 tablespoon of blended crayfish, seasoning cubes, then the meat. In here I have offal, tripe, beef and snails. We call all of them assorted meat. Now it is time to taste after mixing everything to incorporate it together. I'll add a little bit of water, then cover it up to cook. The aroma coming from here is fantastic and really, really good. Let me send out more to the neighbors. Okay, so this is good. I'm just going to stir on it again. I like the sound of that sizzle. This is good and I taste it. Wow. It tastes good. It tastes really good. It tastes really good. All right, food done. It's time for my guest to come in. But just before she comes in, let's take pictures. Ice chilled Coca-Cola. What do you think?
tastes really nice.
Just pick one crayfish and add it to the mix in your mouth.
Okay, let me find it. Let's see.
Crayfish. If you make this sauce, make sure you put. When I say crayfish, I mean the fat prawns or shrimps or the dried ones. It tastes soak
Well.
the sauce well. It's lovely. Very nice. Nina, how far?
I can't talk again, no. The food is too sweet.
Yeah, I've been talking. I really enjoyed it with the snail.
Thank you so much.
If you like this video, please give me a thumb up, share and comment. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do click on the subscribe button and notification bell to enjoy more of my recipes.